What's up, everybody on YouTube? Free Swimmer here. I've got a interesting little topic I want to do a video on. I went ahead and years back had got bubblers, the air bubblers, and I did research, and with this at the time it was 5.5 feet front to back by 10 feet wide, which was a lot of surface, and it's hard to reach all of that. And the bubblers, this particular pond bubbler kit that I got, it's up there in the corner. It's like a big, about the size of a small football. It was designed to keep the water in a pond from icing up by continually pelting it with the bubbles from underneath. And it did a good job of keeping the surface, like the surface will get an oily, filmy look because of how large it is, and it was hard to get surface agitation across this whole surface, 55 square feet of surface. So I started using the bubblers quite a while back. Then when I downsized, when I was only 3 feet front to back, it's I went ahead and got a large wave maker. I have on each side, if you can see, it's a spray bar from front to back. On each side I have a 2,400 gallon per hour return pump, and it pushes about a third of the way on each side, so it leaves a little bit of a void in the center. That's where the wave maker came in handy, because it was pushing across. The fish were fascinated. They like it. I understand that whenever you're putting more oxygen in the water, it's also a benefit. So I did it for a long time, and a good buddy of mine so hates the look of bubblers, the air bubblers coming up. And I thought, heck, I'll get the wave maker and see how that is. And it was doing an alright job, but it wasn't doing quite as efficient of a job as these bubbles going up and popping, and it just seems to keep the surface more clear. So I went ahead for the heck of it today and turned it back on. And it just adds an entirely new dynamic. You know, I turn the wave maker off to keep them from going anywhere. And the bubblers, they may not look quite as natural. I'm sure it's in the eyes of the beholder. People like different things. But it adds a different dynamic to the tank, and the fish really seem to enjoy it. In fact, the large Oscar, he thought it was a buffet and was trying to eat the bubbles. And the little angelfish, who isn't there right now, actually got the name Bubbles because he used to spend all his time in the bubbles and not want anybody else in the bubble streams. So they all just seem to be enjoying it. Yeah, silver dollars darting in and out of it. But that's what the video is about. I mean, there's no real, I don't think that there's any real substantial positive thing about bubbles. Everybody leave your ideas and your thoughts. Share your thoughts on bubblers. It just seems to add a different dynamic. Like I said, the fish seem to enjoy it. It's a different activity in the tank, and I'm gonna let it go for a while. Let them have the bubbles to mess around with again. So that's what it's about. Everybody else is doing good. The Tiger Oscar, that one was always doing okay, but the big red Oscar was the one that went through the struggle. It's starting to really put on some size. Always hunting, always looking for something, but there's no babies in here for him. He wouldn't eat them when he was out there, but really looking good. Quite a fish. And the Waru and the large parrot still hang out together a lot. I think they're a pair. They're an item. Not that they can really do anything, but they seem to be fond of each other. And I've got the two red spots. Here's one of them, and the other one's right back there. There's 3 more in the 300-gallon tank, and they're going to be joining them shortly when I do the reset out there, which is coming up very soon. And I wish the fire mouse were a little bit bigger, because I'd put all the baby, there's 3 small fire mouse and 1 larger one, I'd put them all in here too. I'm going to make a little bit more room in that tank with the setup because those fish are going to get big in the 300 and there's a lot more room in here. But I'll leave on this note from this big log. He's probably got another 2-3 inches to grow maybe before he's maxed out. I'd say he's pretty darn close to right darn near 10 inches right now. He's quite a fish. Haven't had Oscars since I was in high school, so this is kind of fun. Not gonna say how long ago that was. Anyway, hope everybody has a good weekend. Thanks for checking in. Leave me a comment or a thought. Later.